Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Turn it up in the chat. Let's turn it up on YouTube. Let's turn it up on Facebook. How's it going, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another week and another episode of Unfiltered Sports. I am your host, Shaq Mack, and let's get down to business. See, here on Unfiltered Sports, feelings, they don't matter. Excuses, they don't fly. Get them out the door. And we say what everybody's thinking, but too scared to say it out loud. If you are too sensitive and this ain't your show, goodbye. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Now let's get to work. Today, we're going to talk about a few games that took place over the last week, I would say, right? One of the big games that I want to talk about is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Raiders. And I hate to put the Raiders on blast like that, but that was a horrible game. And when I mean horrible game, I mean it was horrible. You couldn't even put up 75 plus yards. If I'm not mistaken, you only had 74 yards. You let the Eagles' second string come in and score 70 or have 79 yards in the span of 5 minutes or so, and you guys only had 74 for the entire game. That is outrageous. That is ridiculous. And for an NFL team, that is poor, piss poor. If I was you guys, y'all need to clean house and start fresh all over again. Do what the Jets did when Brett Favre was their quarterback. They fired everyone and brought people back on that was going to hopefully help make the team better. But, they're still trash either way. We don't like the Jets anyway. So, it is what it is. Those Jets fans, they'll be all right, though. But I've seen people talk about how when the Cowboys played the Raiders, how the Cowboys played some of the best football that you've ever seen. But when the Eagles played the Raiders, oh, that's not even an NFL team. They're a joke. It's this, it's that. It's just a bunch of excuses. But they played the same team. It was just the Cowboys and the Eagles, a different opponent, but they both played the Raiders. Trash. The Cowboys are trash. They have 1% chance of actually making it to the playoffs. They need the Eagles to lose out the last 3 games, and they have to win out in order for them to actually clinch the division and make the playoffs. Is that really going to happen? Probably not. There's a slim chance that it could happen, but I highly doubt that's actually going to happen. But it is what it is. But what do they have to sacrifice? I mean, the Eagles have nothing to lose. They're still sitting at number 3 in the NFC. They're, still number 1 in the division. And, it is what it is. But, I'm excited to see where the Eagles are going to go. Thank you guys for tuning in the chat. I hope you guys are having a blessed day, a great day. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to Unfiltered Sports. I hope you guys are enjoying the fun and the excitement. Just join in on the chat. Any thoughts or comments you got about the Eagles versus the Raiders, Eagles playoffs, Cowgirls playoffs, different things like that. So, I hope that, you guys are tuning in. How's it going? Everybody, I got a special guest on the show today. She's falling asleep here, but, I appreciate that you guys are tuning in. On another note, right, is let's look at basketball. I'm a huge basketball fan. One of the teams that just won the NBA Cup was the New York Knicks, the Villanova Knicks, as I like to refer to them as, because my favorite college team is the Villanova Wildcats. And last year, to end their season, they had a full lineup of Villanova players to play in Madison Square Garden and kind of just take over. They had an opportunity, but it just slipped their hands right there. Me personally, I would like to see the Eagles make it to the playoffs. When it comes to basketball, I'm a Sixers fan, so I would personally like to see the Sixers take it all the way. I think with the Sixers, they have a great opportunity to take young talent and take some veteran talent and combine the two and mix the best of both worlds to take it all the way to win the NBA championship this year. Uh, when it comes to actual other talent that's out there, I would not be surprised. The underdog team, the Villanova Knicks, they just won the NBA Commissioner Cup. They have the opportunity to build on that and actually win the NBA championship. The other team that's out there that you want to keep an eye on is the San Antonio Spurs. They are another team that is building up another dynasty to take over. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes along. The last time the Sixers were actually in the NBA Finals was 2001 when Allen Iverson crossed over Tyronn Lue and hit that fadeaway three and then stepped over him. Disrespected the man, stepped over him. That was funny. And they still play that video to this day. But now look, Ty Lewis was coaching for the Cavaliers at one point, and he got to coach LeBron. So I think that was awesome as well. But I personally would love to see the Sixers win the NBA Finals. When it comes to the NFL realm, I would like to see the Eagles take it all the way, especially because Patrick Mahomes isn't in the AFC playoff run this year. It's going to be an easy run, in my opinion, for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to make it to the AFC conference game. So just mark my words. I believe that if Buffalo takes a high rank in the playoffs, they're going to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. On the NFC side, if Detroit can find their way into the playoffs, I believe they're going to go to the Super Bowl. That's just my honest opinion. They are an underdog team as well, but that's just neither here or there. If not, my other pick, because I know the Eagles aren't playing as good right now, and I hate to say this, but I would go with the Rams. I would like to see the Rams if the Eagles don't make it. When we talk about the Sixers, Joel is overrated. He's injury prone. He's been injured every single year he's played for the Sixers. So let's talk about that. How do you keep someone who's a multi-million-dollar contract who's injured every single year? What do you do with him? Do you get rid of him? He is injury prone. He gets hurt every single year. He finds a way to get hurt. He broke his nose one year. He, tore something in his knee. Like there's a lot of different things that happen that he's just not fulfilling his contract with the Sixers to a full extent. Now, don't get me wrong. He is cooking on the court under restricted minutes. I do like that for him, to keep him restricted, to keep him on the bench, to keep him rested, because what happens when he's in vintage form, he cooks. He had 39 points the other day. He was cooking. Yes, he's a little overhyped, but just know he got, without even him on the court, without Paul George on the court, you still got VJ, you still got Maxi. Like, you're good. If you're looking for veteran players to come off the bench, remember, you still got Kyle Lowry. You still got Eric Gordon. You got veteran players that can help take some of that load off of Joel Embiid and take some of that stress. Because just imagine if, Edgecombe is healthy, Maxi is healthy, Joel Embiid's healthy, Paul George healthy, right? Just think how dominant that can be. And then you got the healthy players coming off the bench and just filling in. It's not even to take away from the other players, like McCain or any other player that's on that bench. But just know, like, when they are clicking on all cylinders and it's going, they are a team that can't be messed with. Like, it is crazy. And to really just think that If that's all it took for Joel Embiid to be successful and not be so injury prone, is to keep him on the bench and under restricted minutes, just think how that can help the team out in the long run. Like, that is true. All he do is shoot 3-pointers. He's a big guy. Where should he be? He should be clogging the paint and making sure nobody comes into the paint. Then since Joel Embiid was blocking shots and sending shots, and then if he fell down and he was on the ground, he got back up himself and he sprinted down court and he went the other way. But you don't see that anymore. Is he scared? Now that's a question right there. Is Joel Embiid scared to play in his vintage form because he doesn't want to get hurt? Or is Joel Embiid trying to do what other players are doing? They're trying to restrict their minutes, trying to put their name out on the market to get traded, combine them super team to go and try to win the NBA Finals. It doesn't work their first year because everybody got to learn how to play with each other. And then what happens? We already know he said last year that was the only year that he was going to be playing on the Team USA and he was going to go play for another country. What is he going to do? He's injury prone. I got respect for him. I just think he's too hurt to continue to play at this level or even play at an Olympic level. It's my honest opinion. If we talk about trusting the process, let's trust the process behind Tyrese Maxey and Edgecombe, and let's see what happens from there. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But if y'all keep sleeping, if the Sixers keep sleeping, if teams in the NBA keep sleeping, the Villanova Knicks are going to come out of nowhere. They're going to take over, and they're going to win the NBA Finals. If players keep asking for greed, meaning, hey, I need more playing time. Hey, I need more money. Hey, I need this, I need that. But they're not performing to standard, or they're not performing to even say they deserve that kind of money. Let them go. Let them go. Because when you have too many superstars on one team, what's going to happen? People are going to get complacent. People are like, well, this is my team. I'm taking charge. I'm the captain. I'm going to do this. It's hard enough for the Olympic teams to even have that many superstars on the team because players want all the playing time. They want to be on the court. They want to take the game-winning shot. Who has the better opportunity to take that game-winning shot? Who's performing better at this point in time? When Team USA went up against France, in my honest opinion, Steph Curry should have kept taking the game-winning shots throughout the entire Olympics, not just versus when they played France. He cooked. He struggled the first game or two, but after that, he got it together and he was cooking. It was his team to carry, and he should have got most of the credit, if not all the credit, for how that team was performing on all cylinders. Yeah, you had LeBron on that team. Cool. Tatum, he didn't play. Why? He's garbage. Trash. After he got hurt, he's never been the same. Trash. Who else was over there? Tyrese was over there as well. Halliburton, he did all right, but again, he ain't do much. He does a lot for the Pacers, but when it came to Team USA, he did all right. He did what he was supposed to do. Be a role player. Sit on the bench, clap your hands, do what you're supposed to do. A lot of people in this generation of basketball don't want that. They want to be on the court. They got to shoot the three. They got to do this. They got to do that. It is crazy. And to your point in the chat, we did think we had a superstar team when we had JoJo and PG. And it is a disappointment. Why? Because they're injury prone. They're old. They're out of their prime. They just want the money. We thought it was a good idea to sign them both. And look what happened. It ended up biting us in the back. The Sixers, in my opinion, they need a GM like the Eagles got and Howie Roseman. Just think if they had a GM with a backbone. If the Sixers GM had a backbone and actually did what was in the best interest of the team, how much better they would be and being contenders for playoffs and the NBA Finals. And you're right, Tyrese can't carry it, but that's why he got Edgecombe. That's why he got, Kyle Lowry. He got Eric Gordon. He got the bench to help him, the veteran players to mentor him and to help him out. He has some support. And they're doing really well when he's not sick. And just put that out there too. So, but again, all because Joel Embiid drops, 25 points, 39 points, or whatever it may be, and they're playing good basketball. How many shots did he take that game? How many shots did he miss? What was his field goal percentage? Was it terrible? Was it good? What was it? When he stopped getting the ball and he wasn't in the rotation, was his body language when he's sitting on the bench actively engaged and helping his teammates get better, encouraging them and cheering them on? Or was he mad with a towel over his face and his head down because he wasn't in the game? Was he doing what Travis Kelce did in the Super Bowl to Andy Reid, yelling at him, talking about, give me the ball, and crying because he didn't get the ball? You know why Travis Kelce cried in that Super Bowl, though? Because Taylor Swift. And now he engaged to her. And guess what? The Kansas City Chiefs are trash. They have the number 1 seed at being at home, sitting at their couch, watching the playoffs from the comfort of their home. That's what they're the number 1 seed in the AFC for. Sitting at home, watching the other contenders play in a competition that they should be playing in. They're washed. They're trash. Just saying. So, what is the solution to some of these players who think they deserve high dollar contracts but perform subpar? Like they're not performing to standard. Better yet, what is the solution to the GMs who don't got a backbone and just let these players walk all over them? The Steelers are trash regardless. I'm just saying, they were lucky to pick up Aaron Rodgers, but it is what it is. Just saying. Like, Mike Tomlin has served his time. He has done everything that he had to do, but it is time for him to go and retire. Same thing with Pete Carroll. You got let go from the Seahawks for what? Because it was your time to go. You think that you were going to go to the Raiders and you were going to do good things over there? You thought wrong. Your starting quarterback is Geno Smith. Trash. And while we're on the topic of football really fast, I really want to give a shout out to the Colts. Even though they lost the game by 3 points, shout out to Phillip Rivers. He went out there and put up some numbers. He was looking like he could still hang with the youngins out there. Phillip Rivers went out there and balled and did what he had to do. He got the dirt off his cleats, the rust off his shoulder pads, but he went out there and he played football. He's smart, by the way. How many of you knew that Phillip Rivers' NFL benefits after he retired the first time was good for 5 years? 5 years. That any NFL player that retires, their benefits are good for 5 years after they retire to help them stay on their feet and to make sure like they're doing good or whatnot. His benefits were going to expire in 1 month. 1 month exactly, their benefits were going to expire. And then, from there, guess what? He got offered a contract. Why? Because he wanted to extend his benefits. So now what happens is his benefits extend until his contract is over. Once his contract is over, he gets 5 more years of NFL benefits. Crazy. That is how you work the system. My guy is working the system. He's going places. He is smart. Yo, 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 what is up out the pit? What is going on? Ron's opinion don't matter. We don't like the Steelers, but that is okay. We are doing big things over here, especially because Philadelphia is better than the Steelers. But that's all right. That's all right. Those grandfathers that's playing quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, that bum. I'm just kidding though. But they are grandfathers who are playing in the NFL. Right now, Phillip Rivers, if I'm not mistaken, is the oldest quarterback in the NFL. Mark my words, if Tom Brady had the opportunity to lace his cleats up one more time, I believe he will take it. I believe the NFL is going soft. So soft. I said this last week and I'm going to mention it again today, but the NFL is looking to invest $32 million into a pro flag football league. Why? So they can send those players that retire or don't want to get hit anymore over to this professional flag football league. And then what's going to happen? Did anybody hear what happens to the Olympics coming up? They're adding the flag football to the Olympics. Guess what? These players are going to go over to this flag football league, learn the rules, learn everything about it, and then they're going to be able to take over the flag football in the Olympics. Think and put two and two together when it comes to the All-Star weekend for the Pro Bowl and all of that stuff, while they are doing a whole weekend now, and it has to do with flag football. See, they're trying to manipulate the system and they're trying to own the system so that way players like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, players who don't want to get hit as much anymore will go over to this flag football league and play flag football until they can't play no more. It is a bunch of nonsense. It is crazy how they're trying to work the system. What's even crazier is that Vegas is in on all of this. The sports books are going crazy right now. They want you to believe one thing and they're betting on the complete opposite. It's crazy how all of this is just going down. Man, it's just interesting, man. It's just a lot of these teams need to start looking at the future and what the future holds for that sport. I personally think that the NBA Commissioner Cup is not helping the NBA at all. I think the NFL needs to find another niche that they can use to help bringing in some of their numbers and different things like that. Because at the end of the day, the cost of a game these days is outrageous. It is outrageous. Just think, you spending in nosebleed section, let's say you spend $60 for a football game. Okay, you spend $60. Then you got to look at the cost of park, which is about $40. That's $100 already off the bat for your event. Then you got to look at the cost to get to the event, depending on where you live. Let's say you live about an hour to an hour and a half away, and you drive there. Now you're looking at gas, a full tank of gas. Let's say anywhere between $50 to $80, depending on the car you got, maybe more if you got a diesel. So now you're looking at anywhere between, $200 to $250 roughly. Now let's look at the cost of food. You're still looking at another, for one item like a hot dog, it's probably going to cost you almost $10. You're looking at like some nachos or something like that. It's going to cost you like another $20 or something like that. It's crazy. For one event, you're looking to spend almost $500 for like 2 hours of entertainment. Guess what? I'm at my house watching the same game for free. For free. I can spend $100 on some Buffalo Wild Wings and eat at my house and be okay. But you out there freezing in the snow. Talk about go team go. I ain't spending no $500 on a game. Heck no. You are out of your mind. I'll do it for the experience once. But I've been to too many games already, so I don't need to do it. Now I'll do it for the kids. When my kids get older, I'll take them to a game. It's like, for whatever reason, it's so overpriced. In my opinion, if you're looking at lower level tickets, I wouldn't pay more than $100 for a lower level ticket. And for a nosebleed section, I wouldn't pay more than $20 max. Like, it's so overpriced for what? Think about it. If you consistently win games and you are a consistently decent team, no matter what pro league you are a part of, NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, if you are consistently winning games and your price per ticket, let's say, is for a nosebleed section or standing room only, is $10, guess what? You're going to sell out of tickets. If you are a lower level and you're consistently winning games and you're consistently a good team, and let's say you put $100, guess what? You're going to sell out of tickets. See, what some organizations need to start looking at is, how can I build a fan base out of the community? Yeah, it's nice to send a player here and there to go into the community and do some work and all of that stuff and say, oh, look what this team did for me. Look what this team did for me. And it's like, that player did this. Like, what did y'all do? I did nothing. So think about that. Like, why is it so overpriced? For no reason. But let's talk about that accountability aspect of that as well, right? Because how come everybody wants the credit when things are going good, but nobody wants to take accountability when things are going wrong, right? Going back to the Eagles and Raiders versus the same concept is the Cowboys versus the Raiders. The Raiders play two different opponents, but the Cowboys got credit for playing an NFL team and blew them out. But the Eagles, they got talked down. Talk about, oh, the Vikings, or not the Vikings, the Raiders aren't even an NFL team. It's like, they're an NFL team. They're just a trash NFL team. So y'all were talking all this good stuff about the Cowboys trashing the Raiders. Put that same smoke and energy to those Eagles for doing the same thing, blowing them out, kept them under 100 yards. Accountability needs to go across the board between players and staff members. Whether you're in the executive leadership team, you're a coach, whatever, accountability needs to go both ways. If you're a staff member, especially a coach, and you go tell a player to do something, or to stop doing something, I should say, and then you turn around and go do that same thing you just told that player not to do, that value in what you say, it loses a lot of meaning. Like, a lot of meaning. So, like, why would people trust them? I mean, it's crazy. One of the people that got held accountable the most this season, especially in the NFL, is none other than who? AJ Brown. Why? Because he was on social media, he was talking all of this trash, and he was putting down how he wasn't getting enough touches and reps and all of that stuff. And it's crazy because people were reprimanding him and criticizing him because he was on social media talking about how he wasn't getting any offensive repetition and all of that stuff. But let somebody else do that, and what happens? Yeah. People pick and choose their battles. They know who they can get away with it and who they can't. And that's the crazy part. And see, it sucks because if you're an executive leader, then you shouldn't be having favoritism at all. Like if you're an executive leader, you have to be unbiased. You have to be open to constructive criticism. And when players are pissed off and they're coming into your office complaining about something, you have to have an open mind. You can't go and say, "Oh, well, this person is really good at their job, so we're just going to blow past what they're doing and what they're saying, and we're going to let them do what they're doing." It don't work that way. It does not work that way. You got to have the accountability across the board. And who can you blame? Who can you blame? Like, do you blame the owner? Do you blame the vice presidents? Who do you blame? Who gets all the blame when things don't go the way it's supposed to? Do you blame the coach every season when you have a losing record? Do you blame the referees after every game that you lose? Mm. Are you blaming the system? Right? When your effort is trash, who do you blame? Are you taking accountability for your actions? I want to open this up to the chat though, right? Who's that dog of the week? From the NFL, from the NBA, from the NHL? Who's that dog of the week that went out, who got down and dirty, handled their business, didn't have to have the cameras on them, right? They were out there doing what they had to do. They handled their business and they got to hold their teammates accountable and being held accountable. Somebody that might not always show up on the stat sheet, but they deserve the recognition. Okay, JJ. All right, all right. I want to hear why. Aaron. Aaron was scared to get in that tush push, but that's all right. More credit and more power to him. We know Aaron getting old and he getting near that retirement age, but your team out there doing the tush push, you need to be behind them, at least trying to push them forward. He could have been on the back end of it, not just waiting, but just pushing his team forward, and still you can call that first down from a mile away. But you still could put forth effort in that play. Don't get me wrong, he is playing some decent ball, but I still think it's crazy how his team was out there doing the tush push, and what was he doing? He was just sitting back there with his hand in the hand warmer. And then when his team didn't get it the first time, they tried it again. And then he hit the first down. I just think that's crazy. But I give him his credit and his respect where it's due. He has been playing a good season. Listen, you never know. You never know these days. Sanders, yeah, he's been playing pretty good up there. He's been playing pretty good. He's carrying them. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Hey, and whoever knows Unc James, the best Unc ever, let's get him on the show next week. Let's see what he about. I want him on Unfiltered Sports for next week. Out the pit, I want you on next week as well. We're gonna have our first take moments here. Let's do this. Calling y'all out now on the show. Y'all be ready. Shador has been balling though. I still think he should be one of the top people running for Rookie of the Year. I don't think he should be the top one, but I think he should be one of those top people in the running for Rookie of the Year. All right, here's another one. Another one. DJ Khaled. Another one. Ron's opinion don't matter. Another one. Here's an unpopular opinion we got going on right now. I love it. I love it. That is an unpopular opinion, though. The dog of the week, Ron's opinion don't matter. It's an unpopular opinion, but it's a great opinion right there as well. But talent without discipline is very overrated. It's true. People did give up on him. You are not wrong about that. People have given up on JJ. But in other words, I will take a person or an athlete who is day in and day out putting in the effort, someone who has that Mamba mentality, that mindset that's going to set you apart from your teammates, that mindset that's going to say, hey, I'm not performing to the standard that I'm supposed to be performing to, but I'm going to come up to practice an hour or two earlier than everyone else. I'm going to stay after practice an hour or two later than everyone else so I can put in that extra work, so I can grind, so I can get down and dirty and let people know that I'm about business. I'm about helping this team get better and doing bigger and better things. If you want to take this serious and you want to play at a pro level, I understand you got your family time set apart, and that is fine. I understand you got other things you got to do. But if the coach said you need to be at practice for 4 hours, be at practice for 6 to 8 hours. 2 hours before, 2 hours after. Get a good workout in. Invest in your body to stay healthy so you can stay on the field, so you can stay on the court, so you can stay on the hockey rink, so you can stay out on the MLB diamond. You got to be able to take care of your body. You got to be able to eat right. You got to be able to recover. Massage therapists, chiropractors, different things like that. Invest in yourself. It's crazy. Real crazy. When the pressure hits, here's another unpopular opinion. When the pressure is on a player, which player is more likely to fold over others? Let's hear that, chat. I'm going to start. Number 4 for the Dallas Cowgirls, Dak Prescott. He will fold. In your entire NFL career, you've only been to the playoffs how many times and won how many games? 4? 4 playoff games? Come on now. That's crazy. Because you fold under pressure when it counts the most. Crazy. Like, even outside of football, who else you got? Basketball. I respect LeBron for investing in his health. He's probably the one of the few. I respect, honestly speaking, and this is my unpopular opinion, I respect the Dallas Mavericks for investing in their players' health and religion. You know why? Because when Kyrie first went to Dallas, what happened? It was during Ramadan. I don't want to say it wrong and offend anyone, so I apologize if I did. But he had to feast or fast. I'm sorry, he had to fast, and when he was allowed to eat, it was after a certain hour. And what happened? In the hotel room, they made sure they have food that he can eat. They invested in their players. They care about their players, and other team owners and organizations need to start doing the same thing. That is accountability for your players, for your team, and for their actions. I'm telling you this because it is important that you take and you look after your players. Who's going to fold up like a pretzel? In my honest opinion, Kyrie and Luka should have stayed on the same team. That is my honest opinion. That team didn't even have the ability to do good things because they traded Luka away. And now look what's happening with Luka. You barely even hear anything about Luka. Why? Because LeBron got to be the face of the Lakers still. It was crazy that the one game LeBron was on the G League team for the first time ever in his life, in his career, and his son was starting. I honestly believe his son should not be playing in the NBA at all. Bryce, put Bryce in the NBA. Bryce will cook. He is better than Bronny. Put them in a one-on-one. I'll put money on Bryce any given day. Hands down. Like that is crazy. And that is an unpopular opinion that I'm sticking to it. Bronny is not it. As far as I'm just JJX, there's an opportunity for you to donate to OG Network. So go ahead and if you want to, you can do that. But again, Bronny should have never had the opportunity to play in the NBA. Why did he get that opportunity? Because of his dad and the pool that his dad has in the NBA. Let's go back to those overrated, or sorry, those players that are, underlooked. Those players that deserve to get the recognition. Let's shout them out some more. Bronny is definitely like, I don't know. I don't even watch the Lakers. I don't even watch basketball like that anymore because to know that it was a hand me out. It was given to him. He didn't really earn it. And what pisses me off the most too is to know that JJ Redick knew that Bronny wasn't good enough to play and still decided to draft him and said that he worked hard and his work ethic was good. Yeah, we heard the quote all the time: "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." But dang, at what point? At what cost? Where we draw the line at? Where's that line being drawn at? Yeah, come on. It's super funny. I ain't mad either. He did what he had to do to make sure he can put his name in the history books for having, being the first father son duo on the same team in the NBA and all this other fun stuff. But it's funny. The man did not deserve that spot. How many times do you see him getting tossed from the Lakers to the G League team and then on the two-way contract, then he's back with the Lakers, and then he's back on the two-way contract, then he's back on just the G League team. It's too many times. I can't even count on two hands anymore because it happened too many times. But it goes to accountability. Will JJ Redick get held accountable for his actions? Well, may never know. He don't want to play. And that's the funny part about the situation. He would rather play video games at home and make money doing that than he would playing basketball. And the sad thing is he got so many NIL deals just from playing basketball that he could have still been at home playing video games and still been living comfortably. Vikings ain't going to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you that. I feel sorry for them Vikings fans, but they trash. They not as bad as the Raiders, the Giants, the Titans, the Saints, the Dirty Bird Falcons. They not as bad as them, but they trash. Even if they were to make this the playoffs, they'll be a one and done game. It's crazy. Oh, that's a great question. So for everyone that is on this channel and wondering about the dog basketball, is we will be playing in Richmond, Virginia, December 27th. Time is to be determined. I'm going to do my best to live stream the game from Richmond, and I know they're going to try to live stream as well. And so it'll be able to be aired on both the OG network and on the Dogs YouTube page as well. So I'll keep everyone posted through the OG network leading up to that game. So it's coming up really soon. No, Shador will not always be the best quarterback in the room, but he will definitely give quarterbacks a run for their money. I think his confidence is what really sets him apart too. He may not be the best quarterback in the room, but his confidence set him apart. Look at that. They got Joe Flacco out of there, and they put him in the starting spot because they seen something in him. Will he be their franchise quarterback? Probably not. There's too many list of quarterbacks on the Browns team right now that's just one and done. They get hurt. They can't play no more. Like it's just trash up and down. So we'll see. But yeah, those Vikings again, they sorry. So bag of rocks. I don't know what kind of rocks you are, but keep them rocks away. Keep that juju away, Ricky Bobby. We don't like it over here. We don't like that juju. Not today. I'm gonna leave the chat open for some debate here. Let's go back to that question with Shador. Let's open that up for a debate. Before I even go back to this debate, the Eagles are better than the Vikings, hands down. Hands down. The Eagles had the toughest schedule in the NFL. And what happened? They still did better than what a lot of people expected them to do. I mean, yeah, they're the reigning Super Bowl champions. They have a harder road back to the Super Bowl, and they're still playing okay football. They lost 3 in a row. So what? They're still the top of the NFC East right now. They're still better than the entire NFC East right now. So even if they had an easier road to the Super Bowl, they wouldn't have had no competition to really say, oh, we deserve to be here because we play X, Y, and Z. No, if the Eagles make it back to the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl, they deserved it. Why? Because of the competition that they played this season. They played decent competition and they put up a fight majority of their games. Yeah, they lost 3 in a row. So what? That doesn't define who they are as a team. It's not always about how you start, but how you finish. Take those wise words and write them down somewhere because it's true. It's not always about how you start, but how you finish. You can start the season trash. Teams start the season 0-3, 0-4, and then they turn it around and then they win 10 games straight before they lose another game. It happens. It's called being unpredictable. It's called playing your cards right. It's called coming together as a team and finding out what's working best for you. It's called coming together as a team, as a coaching staff, and figure out which players work best together in the lineups. That's going to help you perform to the team that you're supposed to be. That's what it's called. I'm just saying. Gotta be smart here. Let's keep those unpopular opinions going. Let's hear them. I'm for all of that. I like this. Let's keep this going, chat. Let's go. Yeah, I'm in the zone right now. Some of these athletes that play on these teams that are not superstars, but they're not really they're like in the middle. Like they're underrated, but they deserve the respect. As far as who do I think is going to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion, 2-3 weeks ago, I said that I believe that Buffalo Bills will go to the Super Bowl on the AFC, and if Detroit made it, that Detroit will go to the Super Bowl on the NFC side. And I said that Detroit will beat Buffalo in the Super Bowl. But I'm not opposed to having Josh Allen win his first Super Bowl. Actually, it sounds a lot better too, in my opinion. I'm not opposed to the Rams winning the Super Bowl either. I know I got a good friend of mine who's a Rams fan, and when the Eagles beat the Rams last year and this year, guess what? I was cheering. I was in his inbox yelling everything. Like, it was crazy. It was a good game, but like, he know who he is. That's my homie, and I respect him because he don't talk trash like that. But if the Rams don't make it into the playoffs, I don't see why the Rams wouldn't win the Super Bowl this year. Halliburton will be back, but he won't be back to vintage form. It's going to take him time to recover from his injury and to actually play like vintage Halliburton has played. I think he's also too worried about some of those ladies in the WNBA, like Caitlin Clark. But that's just a different story for a different day, different time. So we'll see. But yeah, like I said, I definitely see the Rams going. I definitely see the Bills going as well. That might be a good Super Bowl to watch. The Rams versus the Bills. Will Josh Allen get his first Super Bowl? Ooh, now we talking. Will Josh Allen get his first Super Bowl? Oh man, that's going to be a topic for next week. Let's keep that open for debate on unpopular opinion over here. Come on, guys. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. I really do. And I really like to say if this episode has offended you, and I hope it hasn't, but I'm glad it offended you. Why? Because it hit close to home. That's what I'm saying. If this episode has offended you, good. Because I know that it means something I said on this show has hit close to home. And I don't care. If you got a problem with it, come with your Stephen A. hypeness, come with your Charles Barkley-ness, come with your Shaquille O'Neal-ness, whatever you want to call it. Come on the show next week and come see us on Unfiltered Sports. Because this is Unfiltered Sports, where there is no politics. There's no fake love. This is all truth, all passion, and all game the way it's supposed to be played. It's straight up. But I challenge you guys to like, share, and argue with me in the chat. Come on live with me. Argue it. Let's debate. I'm here for it. I got all night. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, on Unfiltered Sports, I'm your host, Shaq Mac. Let's go, dogs. We out. Y'all have a good night and stay blessed.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.